Welcome to this week's edition of Sun News at Noon. I'm Katie Walker.
And I'm Keziah Philpott. Thanks for tuning in. Chaz Griffin was sentenced on a federal count for possession of a machine gun on Wednesday. He was charged following his arrest in St. George on June 9th for aggravated kidnapping case involving a weapon. Police found a modified Glock handgun with automatic firing capabilities. Suspect has 2 active Texas warrants and has been sentenced to 21 months in federal prison.
A 17-year-old girl was shot and killed northwest of Cedar City late last Friday. Kaylee Dutton and her friend were driving in a red truck when a black truck of 2 adult males pulled up alongside them. 12 shots were fired from the cab of the truck and the girls swerved off the road. The surviving female passenger called 911 and life-saving measures were administered. However, Dutton was pronounced dead at the scene. 4 men were arrested in connection to the murder. 2 of the 4 admitted to participating in the homicide. An affidavit released by the Iron County Sheriff Department states that the men committed the murder because they thought the teenage girls were stalking them. The 2 who admitted to participating in the crime are facing charges of second-degree murder. The other 2 men are facing charges of obstruction of justice.
An ancient petroglyph here in St. George is being threatened by urban development. Recent construction on Mall Drive caused developers to remove a historic petroglyph with hopes of rehoming the artifact. With it being on private land, it is legal for the landowners to move or dismantle this petroglyph, unlike the carvings on federal land, which are protected by state law. While legal for landowners to move the petroglyph, its future now depends on the efforts to preserve it.
Let's take a look at our next story. Utah Tech has recently updated its degree requirements for the next president of the university. Now, candidates only need a bachelor's degree to qualify instead of a PhD. Here's Bella Estes, the student body president and a member of the search committee, explaining why this change was made.
So it's actually a lot more than just Utah Tech who's part of the presidential search. There are committee members who are on the search committee, but they're actually not the ones running it. So the Utah System of Higher Education, USHE, and the governing board's agency. So there is an outside source who's helping run this. The outside source is in charge of running all of the hiring for any CEO, board of trustees, board of directors, or presidents, any high-level position. So the committee wasn't a deciding factor in moving it from a PhD to a bachelor's. That was something that the process and USHE and that governing agency decided. And with those requirements, the whole goal was just to widen the pool of applicants. We are in a very unique situation with the university, especially as we're such fast-paced and growing, and also understanding where we are and the higher education needs across the entire nation. And so we need a president who has those leadership qualities and the understanding of that, especially. So we wanted to just widen the pool to make sure that we are truly getting the best applicants.
Donald Trump was sworn in as the 47th President of the United States on Monday in the U.S. Capitol Rotunda. In Trump's address, he touched on topics like gender issues, alleged 2020 election frauds, fake news, and tariffs. Following his inauguration, Trump signed several executive orders, some of which will be implemented immediately, such as his own pardons and others, like revoking birthright citizenship. These may face legal challenges and take time to come into effect. Trump also overturned previous presidents' work, like withdrawing the U.S. from the Paris Climate Treaty and the World Health Organization. Several executive orders were signed regarding border policies and environmental practices.
TikTok was banned in the U.S. on Saturday evening. Users opened the app to an alert stating that TikTok was banned, but that the company was working with Donald Trump to reach an agreement. The ban created unrest and concern for individuals relying on TikTok for their source of income. The ban comes 5 years after Donald Trump introduced the idea of banning TikTok, calling it a threat to national security. Just 12 hours after the ban, users were able to access the app again, opening to an alert thanking Donald Trump for his role in preserving the app. Approximately 170 million Americans use TikTok, and while the app was restored for existing users, it remains unavailable for download in app stores.
Hi, I'm Emma Liz. I make videos on TikTok and Instagram. I get paid on both for like brand deals and also commission from like selling products that I promote. If anything, what the TikTok ban has done is destroyed the viewership, because I think the sheer fact of, oh, this could be banned has driven viewers away to all these other platforms. They don't care about monetization. They don't care about view count. Like they're a viewer. They're not a creator. They don't care about that. So it's understandable that they would go to a separate platform. But as a creator, this is the spot that I have monetized, and I've reached this certain amount of followers and certain amount of likes. So this is where I can make money. This is the only place I can make money. This is the only place I can post. But other people, they don't care about the little specifics like that. They're just there to watch. So I think that it's just driven viewers away, really, at the end of the day. And I think TikTok's gonna be more creators than it will be viewers, which is scary. I think we're all trying to laugh more than cry about it. But yeah, once it was like back, me and all my little creator friends practically text each other immediately, oh my gosh, it's back. And like it was a moment of like, why is it back, more so than, oh yay, it's back. Because I think we were all pretty prepared for like 3 days of wondering, but it was like, okay, like less than 12 hours, that's kind of what's happening.
When the ban went into effect, I had a bunch of group chats texting me like, it's gone, it's gone, it's gone. And then all of a sudden it was back, which was a super strange experience to go through.
Yeah, I was one of those people freaking out. I was in absolute disarray. I was like, I can't lose my one source of entertainment. Coming up after the break, sports anchor Katie Phipps will bring you all of the latest Trailblazer highlights.
Across the country, there are destinations that are calling. We stand proudly above the ranks, a testament to our unwavering commitment to excellence in all that we do. Always embracing the extraordinary. 9 dynamic cities, home to 9 world-class institutions. The Western Athletic Conference. Together, we are one WAC.
On campuses nationwide, the NCAA is making transformative changes for student athletes. While they pursue their biggest dreams, we're launching new initiatives to help them. Life-changing education opportunities are just the start. The NCAA is providing enhanced mental health services. We're guaranteeing scholarships and tuition and expanding access to healthcare. Visit ncaa.org/change to learn more.
This past Friday, swimmer Sarah Mallory made history by breaking a Utah Tech school record in the 1650-yard freestyle. Mallory clocked in at an impressive 16 minutes and 59.96 seconds during the team's first meet of 2025 at Washington State University. Not only did she surpass the previous record by more than 5 seconds, but she also went on to secure a runner-up finish in the 200-meter breaststroke, with a time of 2 minutes and 17.88 seconds. Meanwhile, teammates Grace Benson, Mary Sims Cross, Alyssa Gordon, and Gabby Henry each swam season-best performances, contributing to a strong team performance. Utah Tech men's basketball lost 2 games last week against 2 conference rivals, Seattle University and Utah Valley University. After a successful start to conference play, the Blazers struggled to maintain momentum on the road. The Old Hammer rivalry against UVU started strong, with the Blazers up by 2 at the half. Utah Tech ultimately fell behind in the second half, losing the game. Now, the Blazers will return home for a conference matchup against Grand Canyon University this Saturday at 7 p.m. in the Burns Arena. Utah Tech women's basketball player Chardonnay Hartley speaks on momentum for the rest of the season after a big loss on Saturday.
I try to think to just have fun. Basketball is just hoops at the end of the day. I think we put too much into our heads like, oh, we got to do this and that. So just have fun and just take it one day at a time. You know, practice, start some practice. You know, we got to take what we practice and apply it to the games, and that's something that we're struggle with, but we're like bonding. We're a young group, and so we're just learning after you go.
Utah Tech women's basketball will continue with conference play on the road facing Grand Canyon University this Saturday the 25th at 2 p.m. Grand Canyon is going to be a huge matchup for both basketball teams, so hopefully they can get some team chemistry going.
Just like Hartley said, taking it one day at a time is going to be essential for these players.
I'm honestly just really hoping that this week will end our losing streak and we can finally bring home a W.
Certainly, both teams have had a little bit of struggle getting their groove as they're entering conference play, so hopefully that won't be an issue on Saturday. And that's it for this week's edition of Sun News at Noon. Thanks for tuning in.
We will see you here next week, same time, same place.
Have a great week, Trailblazers.